All right, so I know I'm late on this video, but I said I would do it, so I'm doing it right now. A little while ago, a few months ago, the conversation came up about tricks winning, right? And for those of you, just for context, when they talk about tricks, they're talking about guys who pay for sexual encounters with women. And the argument was that you can't have sexual interactions with women without spending money and or time. And the trick is bypassing the time and just giving the woman the money. And so therefore the trick is winning, etc., etc. Now, what I've realized as I've sat with this topic for a few months now is that it really just boils down to a difference of lifestyle. What I mean by that is this. First of all, let's get some things out the way. Number one, as a 37-year-old man, I don't see a scenario where it is wise for a man who has anything going for himself to have sexual encounters with women that he does not know. And since it is wise for you to only sleep with women who you know, that throws off the whole you got to spend time with her argument, because you should spend a certain amount of time with any woman that you deal with, because you should know who you're sleeping with before you sleep with them. It's just like a common sense thing to me. That's number one. And so think about this. If you are paying a woman for her services, you would think that you would get to know her on some basic level, so that way you know whether it makes sense or not for you to deal with her, right? So you know where to meet her at. You know, is it safe for you to deal with her? Is she setting you up? What she got going on? Is she clean? So forth and so on. So you have to get to know this woman on some level. I mean, unless you're just reckless with your life. So there's that. But my main point is this. And this is where the disconnect comes in for real. Is not all sexual experiences are created equal. Meaning, excuse me, y'all, but some of this is going to have a certain level of vulgarity in this conversation by the nature of the conversation. But I'm going to just be real with you. Every instance where you as a man are engaged in sex with a woman, every single one of those experiences are not created equally, right? And what I mean by that is this. There are certain sexual experiences with women that at 37 years old, I do not have any interest in, because the quality of the experience is just not worth it for me. Just me personally, right? And so that's where the disconnect comes in. Because while you can pay a woman for access to her body and quote unquote save yourself time, there are those of us who are under the mindset that that experience is not the same experience as it is dealing with a woman who actually wants to deal with you. It's the same act, but it is not the same experience. Right? And so I'm going to be honest with you once again. I have no desire to engage with a woman sexually who does not have an equal desire to deal with me sexually. I'm not interested in that. The experience of it all is not worth it for me. Just being real with you. It's like, it's not enjoyable for me. I'm not saying it's always been like this, but what I'm saying is at 37 years old, I'm good on that. I would just rather not have any than to, whether I'm paying or whatever the case may be, deal with a woman sexually who does not desire to deal with me sexually. I just, I can't even get myself going for that. I just have so little interest in it. It's not even fun at that point. That's just me though. If you do not have an actual desire to deal with me in that way, it's hard for me to even be excited about the experience. And see, that's the disconnect that we are having, because there are some guys out there who feel as though, hey, the sexual encounter is a sexual encounter. But some of us are saying, listen, there are levels to this. And not all experiences are as enjoyable as others. Not all experiences are as worthwhile as others. And what I'm saying to y'all is, when you say, oh, the trick is winning because he's getting a sexual encounter and he doesn't have to spend any time with the woman or getting to know her or anything or talking or anything like that, what I'm saying is no, actually. What you're missing is, for the types of experiences that we have with women, the getting to know you part is very important, because we have to know each other to some extent, on some level, to establish a baseline of mutual interest. Because if there's no mutual interest, we don't have interest in the encounter. I'm just be real with you. I'm not that horny. That's the straight way I can put it. I'm not that horny to the point where I can get myself going for an encounter with a woman that I know is not interested in the encounter. If she's not interested, it kind of, it ruins the whole. It's like, why are we even here? I know guys are like, I want to release. Well, it's like, I can, if it's that deep, I can have a release without having to bring in a woman and pay her for it. I'm just not into that. And I think that's what tricks are missing out on. It's just like, there's levels to sexual experiences. And the level that a lot of you guys are on, a lot of us have moved past, and we no longer have any interest in that. Don't get me wrong. I was young. I was, 18 to 22 in college. And you just trying to get yours. You trying to get some. You trying to, But I'm 37 years old at this point in time. And I'm be real with you. Going in my pocket and giving money to have a sexual encounter with a woman that I don't know, who does not have interest in having a sexual encounter with me, and I'm using protection with this person, I'm not interested in that at all. I'm gonna be real with you. I have zero interest. Granted, I'm due to be married I'm due to be married early next year. And so I've been with this woman for a long time. And so, how we get down is how we get down, right? So that does play a factor in it. But I'm just being real with you. Paying a stranger for a sexual encounter that she's only having because I'm paying her, and we're using condoms, listen, I have zero interest. I don't want to do that at all. I'd rather go without. I'm gonna be real with you. If it's between that and nothing, I'll take nothing. Seriously, I don't want to reach a climax that bad to where I would engage in that. And I'm paying for it? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And so that's where the disconnect comes in. Because when we talk about tricks of winning, tricks are talking about purely having a a physical release from a sexual experience with a woman. But what we are saying, well, I'll speak for myself. What I'm saying is that is such a low level of a sexual experience that it's going to be even hard for me to reach a level of a climax, because it's just, I have so little interest in it that I don't know how I even get myself going in that type of situation. And since I have such little interest in that type of situation would be so unenjoyable, I couldn't imagine paying for it, is what I'm telling you. That's all I'm saying. Once again, not all sexual experiences are created equally. And in my opinion, and in my experience, that is a lesser sexual experience. You're paying money for a lesser sexual experience and then claiming you're winning. I don't know how you do that. And so that's my response to that.